So the day is Tuesday, May the 30th. Is that correct?
Yes.
It's approximately 10:03. So why don't we go ahead and begin? And Laura, you can call the roll.
Okay, Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Doherty,
Here.
Commissioner Floyd, Commissioner Japong Porter. See her here.
Here.
Good. Commissioner Miletus,
Here.
Chair Revolve.
I'm here. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending this bi-weekly meeting. As you are aware, we have a general meeting coming up next month. So we're looking forward to that and having more testimony about what's going on throughout the OLCC world. But today, we have very few things on the agenda. Of course, and if there's anything you'd like to bring up, please do so. So I'll have Laura begin by bringing up the agenda for today.
You see it?
So,
Okay.
great. So the first thing, I'll let Matt and Dennis talk about what their impressions of the NAPCA meeting. I thought it was fantastic. Great connections and great information that we were able to receive. So I'll let Matt or Dennis go first, either one of you.
Yeah, I thought that was very good. We have, what was important to me was the great relationships we have out there, and everybody is supporting of us and everything that we are doing. They definitely said several times that we do not touch Nikki. She's valuable to all of them. So I want to pass the kudos on to Nikki. She's pretty well respected out there. Also, saw some good presentations on people that have built warehouses and how well warehouses can be built and all the technology that goes into that. I think I was glad to have Shannon with us because she was quite enthused about this whole thing and is going to be a tremendous help to us throughout the process. I don't know what else. What did you get on here, Matt?
I thought it was great. I think everybody's supporting us. We saw everybody we need to see, all the big association heads and all the big, liquor companies. Clearly they're backing us up. So that's always a good thing to hear. And yeah, it was good to show our face and get Craig introduced to everybody. And I thought it went very well. I was glad we did it, and it was very timely and good to hear everybody's got our back.
Yeah. Yeah, Craig was well received. I've had a few comments from people there already, so.
Yeah, he did a great job.
From my perspective, it was great for me to see what NAPCA is doing as it relates to data and the ability to collect data properly. They're going to modernize their entire computer and data gathering information, because that's what they do. They're offering to help us when we're dealing with that. We're bringing our new IT programs up. That was great to hear that we don't have to do anything from scratch or relearn how to make a wheel, that they're ahead of that. That service will be free for us. That's fantastic. So as we continue to move with the warehouse and the technology, we have someone to work with. By the same token, it was great to have, I'm going to echo what Dennis said, having Shannon and Ryan there from DAS was really great, because what NAPCA and the different states could see is that we had a partner who's familiar with $100 million deals as it relates to construction work. They were very pleased to hear that. We've not ever built anything in my history, or even prior to that. We've been in that location for more than 30 years, our location. So to have someone on board like Shannon's team to help with all of that, and then to have Virginia, Mississippi, Iowa, and NAPCA as a whole willing to work with DASC and us is going to help us get over a lot of the problems that we could run into, never having done this before. So that was good. Dennis was talking earlier about Stoley's, who is a large liquor company that's out of Liechtenstein, and they're coming to Portland, doing the races, and they'll go to Bend. They're going to be around the state. We were able to link them with Shannon, who will link them with the governor to do a community give back. They're thinking maybe something for homeless will be good. It won't be liquor, of course, but they're willing to bankroll whatever that project we develop with the governor's office. So that'll be fantastic. It was great to have OLCC involved in that to make those kind of introductions. And that's what we do. One of the things that have also has come to my attention is that throughout our open process is what we're doing. We keep asking for those as it relates to our stakeholders and what we do in this state to give us information on data. People come for us and they say all sorts of things as it relates to spirits or marijuana or beer and wine. And then when the team asks them for a follow-up, sometimes we don't get it. We are getting a lot of that. The industry has been watching our process over the last 60 days. There are some questions that I'll be answering for the team during our regular meeting related to some of the testimony that we received or the open comments that we received. So overall, for me, it was good to be there. We have solid stakeholders. We had very frank conversations about what the future holds. You know, to them, some of the things that we do is kind of bizarre, such as controlling marijuana and alcohol. It's kind of strange for them, but they ask questions about that on an ongoing basis. They want to make sure that they have equal voice between our two worlds here in Oregon, and I think we were able to assure them that they do have an equal voice for what we're doing. So, Matt or Dennis, you want to add anything to that?
A lot of fair questions. I mean, I think that everybody's been paying attention to what's going on, but I think what I got the most out of this was just, got a lot of long-term relationships with a lot of folks back there. And I think Marvin did an excellent job. Craig did great. It was just good to get back there, see everybody that we've, some of them we've known for years. So just showing them that, we're still doing a great job and we've got some great folks on board. So I thought it was really good. I think it was a very necessary meeting, and I think we accomplished I think my goal there was just to let everybody know that, we've still got the ship still going forward and we're doing a great job. So yeah, I thought everyone did great.
Yeah, I think that what was impressed me was that they're so enthusiastic about helping us in any way they can. Not only NABCA, but all of the distillers, those people that have built warehouses before, or thinking about building warehouses, or have dealt with technology. All of that, they're really anxious to help us and welcoming us, asking them questions, or even visiting their warehouses, and they'll show us what they've done wrong, what they've done right. So we have a wealth of free information for us that will eventually benefit the whole group, and everybody's all in on it. So we're not going to wing this on alone. Shannon is I think she came there thinking it was going to be kind of a nodding sort of a meeting there and going to be bored, and she was so all in. Drinking information through a fire hose and making connections with the right people there to help us go forward, particularly with the warehouse, but also I was impressed with the people with the data collection and how they go about it. They're all on board. So, very worthwhile.
I mentioned that too. It's really great.
We have some more work to do. Getting the two organizations to understand, Nathan, I know you know about this, coding and how we're going to code, which they have some issues with, and we have some issues with. So there'll be some more conversations around that. And of course, Nikki and Nathan will help us in that. We did stress our viewpoint, Nathan, that where we were with coding, and of course, Diageo is a big pushback on that. We understand their position, and so what we came away with is that at this point we agree to disagree, But we want to open those conversations up and make sure that we have a full understanding, because of course, there are a number of us on the commission who wasn't aware of how that actually operates. And so we are getting it full force right now as it relates to our coding issues. So be prepared, Nathan, and Nikki, be prepared.
Certainly. Well, I appreciate you all attending and really being open to receiving all that information. It's really great to be able to learn from other states and to hear what industry partners prefer, what they'd like to see. It just makes our decision so much more informed.
Appreciate it. And so, we did have some conversations about our legislative wonderkin and what she's up to and what the state is up to. Of course, everybody's always wondering what the state is up to, and I am always can't wait for Rosie to enlighten me about what's happening in Salem and what are the two players and both parties are up to. So, but I'll let Rosie go from there.
One enlightening bill that's kind of moving, and it hasn't been on our radar, but I think there's been a lot of talk in the press on House Bill 2513. It's a bill that's coming out of the Behavioral Health Committee, and it's being championed by Representative Nose. I had a conversation with him last week, and it reminded me of the Oregon health plan, and provided this book that he thought it was a weekend read. I started reading, and it was a reminder of all the things that we've been doing with regards to Oregonians and their health. And this bill in particular, House Bill 2513, is taking a look at the Secretary of State's audit with respect to Measure 110 and the recent distribution of the $302 million that is going towards substance use and substance use disorder. I was trying to determine whether substance use also include alcohol. It is alcohol and drugs, and it also includes cannabis related disorder. So that bill is moving. It left the House. It's currently in the Senate and waiting to be heard. It had a really broad bipartisan support. So I think I'm looking forward to see what ends up with that bill, in addition to House Bill 3610, which is sort of a sister bill in terms of looking at wine and beer taxes. In any event, our bills, our primary bills, our budget bill, House Senate Bill 5519 is up again, I believe today or tomorrow on the floor, but the bill gets pushed out because the senators are not currently haven't reached a quorum in the Senate on the Senate floor. So the bill keeps pushing forward, but the hope is that the Senate Republicans will return to hear all the budget bills and make sure those bills are moved forward, and also to hear bills that are probably having a broad bipartisan support, which means for them that both parties are in agreement. And we have several of our bills that are achieving bipartisan support. We've mentioned 2931 that's moved forward already. That's the reference lab on marijuana. And the other bill is coming 2013, sorry about that. That's our the bills have been out there for so long now. They're waiting to be moved off the Senate floor, and both those bills, the issue with the lawsuit with the Washington Brewers, both bill has broad bipartisan support, and folks understand that they're much needed legislation at the end of once session sine dies. But those are the big ones for us, for OLCC. And there are a couple of bills, I believe the bill relating to the Oregon Spirits Board. I'm not sure whether that bill would be moving forward. We are also waiting for the congressional districts and the additional seats. That bill is on the third reading currently and will likely be moving forward. And House Bill 3308, which is the bill that we've championed on behalf of OLCC and on behalf of Oregonians, and with the understanding that it is a great tool and a resource for OLCC in terms of our regulatory authority to be able to prevent underage drinking and overly intoxicating folks at the door. So it will give us the authority to check ID for third party delivering alcohol to the door. So that one will have a hearing tomorrow in the Transportation and Economic Development Subcommittee, and likely go to the full committee for a hearing. But that's the update for now. I know I went through those pretty fast, and if there's any question, happy to answer.
Rosie, this is a dumb question, but do you have an email of all that info you could send me? If not, don't worry about it. Even if it's
Yes,
wrong.
no, most definitely. I can send that out to everyone here.
Awesome. Thanks, Rosie.
Sure.
I think it's important for people to, one of the things that, as Rosie was going through that, the industry, and we're talking about, or I'm talking about, the worldwide liquor companies who were at NABCA are very much in tune with what's happening in the Oregon legislature. You know, NABCA itself has a legislative arm that looks at all the legislation around the country, what's happening. And I was very impressed with how much they were aware of what's going on in the different bills. It's important for us to understand that, you know, it's not taken for granted. So the work that our team, that Rosie's doing, and everyone else who's in Salem to help us promote our positions and how we can help the state of Oregon and the controlled state is important, because it is being reviewed, it is being noticed, and it is understood. One of the areas that struck me as not odd, but I was very happy. So I was very happy to hear it, is that these companies really like the controlled state model and the control industry as a whole. They do so because these states and jurisdictions that are controlled have lower numbers for underage drinking. They have lower overall theft than those privatized states as a whole. So when they look at the numbers for doing business, and they look at what they don't have to then do to cover their CYA, they look at the controlled jurisdictions that help them prove that what they're trying to do with a product that they know can be abused is not being abused at levels in which privatization has caused. So, you know, what we're doing with delivery, what we're doing with our sting programs, they watch. They really do watch, and it does make a difference. So thank you, everyone, for that.
Yeah, Chairman,
Yes.
I just want to add on to that, they also support it for all those reasons, but they also support it because some of those people like Stoli that don't have as big a name as some others, they get shelf space in controlled states. This is really valuable to them, and that's one reason I think why Stoli's coming out here, and they're willing to put some money behind what they're doing, and being not just selling Stoli, but being a partner in the community. They value us and other controlled states very highly.
Rich, Nathan, do you have something?
Get off mute here. And I don't have anything else to add. Just wanted to check in and see if y'all had any questions. Got a packed June commission agenda coming up.
Yeah, we do, and it's I have to restrain myself from adding more into it after going to that meeting, but I'm not going to. You know, I'll wait until some of our educational programs that we're going to be doing this summer and this fall. But overall, I think OLCC is in very good position when it comes to our partners in the spirits industry. You know, it's important that we understand that there are different interests. Beer wine has a different interest than spirits. Spirits have a different interest than marijuana. Marijuana has a different interest than hemp. But as long as we keep the lines of communications open, I don't want to forget the bottle bill and what we're doing in that area, or, our cider. So it's important that we keep the lines of communications open, that people feel as though that we're being transparent and that we're being equitable in what we're talking about. We're not always going to give everyone what they want. It's called negotiations. It's called compromise. It's what we do for our mission that we believe in, and what we do for the state of Oregon that we're doing. We understand that we are a large revenue source for the state of Oregon, that is part of a taxation system that helps in a lot of areas for a lot of cities and counties and programs. So it is important that people know that we're open. Commissioners, anything? Faye, Kiana, Jennifer?
Nothing from me, Chair. Appreciate all the comments. Rosie, thank you so much for tremendous job. Tremendous job. We really appreciate you.
Thanks.
And very happy to hear that the conference went well.
Jennifer? Faye? All right. Well, I want to thank everyone. I look forward to moving forward. It's exciting times. And so I'll see you guys in about a week or two. So have a pleasant week.